All right, so today we're talking with Mike Woodrow, president of Aspen Tech Labs, one of our advertisers on Job Board Secrets. And we're going to talk about Jobs Index today. But Mike, it's good to see you. And how's things in the job world from your perspective these days?
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Thanks for having me on today. So it's been a crazy ride the last couple of years. The pandemic, certainly everybody took a bump right away when the pandemic hit back in March of 20, and then things just kind of started to ease up after that. And now we certainly see the large employers, FedEx, UPS, Walmart, Amazon, all those guys advertising like crazy, just trying to keep employees in their stores. So I think it's been a pretty big boom for the industry. They're spending hundreds of millions of dollars on recruitment advertising. We collect jobs data from about 50,000 companies globally every day. So, we see this, and show you some numbers as part of this presentation, but we've built this large pool of jobs content, and that just kind of continues to grow, month over month. So it's the industry is definitely an interesting place, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's never been a greater, this is the only time where there's been this amount of jobs in the actual market. I think it was 8 million jobs in the US, something like that.
It's hard to, kind of count the number of jobs because there's a lot of replication that goes on and other things, but, somewhere in that 6 to 8 million job postings out there, and, low unemployment, not as many people kind of searching for jobs because they already have a job. But the employers are dying to keep people, people working at Chipotle, people, working in these places to keep their businesses going. So I don't know. I wouldn't want to be one of those large employers now. Just the process of hiring and onboarding all those people must just be super painful. But we're here to get them candidates, right? Cool. So we've got this product called JobsIndex. Just kind of quickly who we are. So Aspen Tech Labs, we've been around since 2008. We've got about 50 employees spread across the world. We scrape jobs data from about 50,000 corporate career sites, like I mentioned. Like you said, 8 million jobs daily as of February 2022. I've been doing this. I'm one of the kind of the usual suspects. I guess me and you, right? Usual suspects. We've been doing this for a while. So just, what is JobsIndex? So as we collect all this jobs data, most of this jobs data is publicly available. So, certainly we get some proprietary jobs data, and we'll keep that off to the side. But the public jobs data, things that are just sitting out there in ATS is the kind of everybody has, Indeed has, and everyone else has. We've collected these jobs, mostly for our customers, but every month we have hundreds of new companies that were added and companies that are deleted because our customers don't want those jobs anymore. So there's lots of, flow of companies. So what we decided to do is just pool all these jobs together and create this thing that we call JobsIndex. It currently has, 8 million or so jobs. And then we started providing that jobs data to our customers. And one thing that people don't really understand, or there's a confusion is, hey, can I get paid from these jobs? Are these paid click jobs? They're not. And so certainly, a lot of the aggregators out there will provide a jobs feed where you can put those jobs on your job board and you'll get paid for those clicks, or paid for some of those clicks, let's say. Mm-hmm. So this is not that. This is organic jobs content. And why organic jobs content? Because, we charge for this. So it's the flip side of getting paid for clicks. We actually charge for this jobs content. It's not very expensive, but our customers pay us for this. And why do they do that? Because they want the jobs content on their job board.
Mm-hmm. Give me an example of like one of your customers. Like, who do you sell to typically, and then how big is that site? You don't have to say names, but just give me some
so Indeed's never been a customer of ours, but kind of everybody else in the industry either is or has been a customer. All the bigger guys have been a customer of ours over the years. So they're all in that space. So some of them will take a couple million jobs from the jobs index, and they'll put them on their site. And why do they do it? Because they want to have a good visitor experience, And really the big guys are putting it on there to attract candidates so that they can get registrants and then subsequently send them job alerts. So it's a way for them to build their pool of candidates. Also with the hope, let's say somebody comes on the board and applies for a job at Walmart, and Walmart's not one of their customers. Well, they can either get that person to register for subsequent job alerts, or right away they can redirect them to another job. Hey, we found another job that you might be interested in. Here's a job at Target. And so it's just a way for them to, they're monetizing it. Otherwise they wouldn't be paying us for 2 million jobs a day and going kind of through the pain and hassle of integrating that into their job board.
Yep.
So, and then we have small customers who are just paying us a couple $100 a month because they want 20,000, AI jobs in the Northeast of the United States. And they want that to supplement their board pretty much for the same reason. Maybe they're not, monetizing them through job alerts and things like that, but they want those candidates. If you think about it, let's say there's a recruitment firm and they specialize in a niche area. Well, if they've got a couple thousand more jobs with that specialization on their job board, they can collect candidates. They'll learn about people that they never knew before. And now they can use those candidates. They can solicit those candidates for their clients' jobs. So that's the basic principle. Put jobs content on your board, collect candidates, give them what you promised them. Put that job out there, let them apply for that job, but then do something else with that candidate either today, tomorrow, or next month where you can monetize that.
Yeah, the more jobs you have on your site, viewers, just the more data you can collect from a job seeker's perspective. So that's what he's talking about there.
Yeah, and you want people to, if someone comes to your board and there's 3 jobs in Chicago that fit their criteria, they might not come back. But if there's 30 jobs in Chicago and they look fresh, then they might bookmark you and come back again. So exactly. That's what our customers are doing. And this business has been growing like crazy over the last couple of years. So not only has the content been growing because we're getting smarter about how we handle it and manage it, but customers want this jobs content. We've got a handful of very large customers who are taking millions of jobs, and and then dozens of customers who are taking some subset of the jobs.
These all come directly from employers' websites. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I mean, that's the bold on here. They're ad-free jobs with direct application links. So they're all coming directly from the ATS, and the user can click back to the ATS and apply for the job. So, what the job board does in between that is kind of up to them. Do they require registration? Do they require an email before the redirect? But the redirect's there, and the redirect is never to another job board. It's always to the source of the job. So that means it's fresh, it's real, it's, nobody's enhanced it. It's and it's current, because we're scraping jobs for our customers. Let's say on today's Friday, we're scraping jobs for our customers. Today, we're delivering them, let's say tonight. And then tomorrow we're pooling all those jobs together for our jobs index. And then tomorrow night, we're delivering that jobs content to our jobs index customers. So there's just a slight delay on that, but it's really, really current and out there. And when they're deleted, we take them off. So there are no kind of 404 errors. The other thing that's interesting I want to mention is that the reports, the on-demand analytics, and the historical data can be important. So what we're starting to see is some of our customers are looking to use this information for business intelligence, for sales purposes. So for instance, if somebody says, hey, actually we've got one customer that has given us 400 companies, and they say, tell us every day which one of these companies has posted a new job on LinkedIn in the last 24 hours. So they're monitoring that activity by their customers and prospects. So that's another thing that we're adding is analytics and reporting on top of it, so that companies can take a look and they can say, okay, well, Exxon is a customer of ours. We know that in the US, they hire, we have their US business, and that's something that we handle. Excuse me, but we know they hire in Canada, and they hire in Mexico, and they hire in Europe. That's not part of our business, but we're a global advertising firm. So let's keep tabs on what they're doing in these other markets, so that we can point our peer companies or our peers in those markets to that, make those relationships, and sell job postings or job services to them. So we think there's a big opportunity to take these 8 million jobs and help companies make sense of that. And there are other companies out there who are doing things like workforce staffing and where should I hire my next round of IT developers and things like that. And that's probably down the road. But we think there's a big opportunity for sales analytics to help companies grow their business.
Right.
So just to give you a quick kind of idea of the accounts. So we had 8.3 million as of February, 5.5 million. That's the U.S. And that's kind of where we're centered. But we have chunks of jobs in other countries, especially kind of these top 5 or 6 that are right here. Lots of jobs in these, and we have customers who are using this jobs content. I talked about the on-demand analytics.
Is that other job content? Is that in those country-specific languages too?
Yeah, so it would be, for instance, in France, these jobs are pretty much all in French. So in China, these jobs are in Chinese. So, there are some jobs in English in these other countries. Yeah. But yeah, so we can handle multiple languages. There's 695. I mean, we these jobs. That's how we're getting to, kind of that other 695.
Yep. And
that would be, Spain or, Israel, et cetera. And so, yeah, languages aren't an issue at all on the jobs index side. I think it's important in those countries to have the jobs in the local language. So we talked about the on-demand analytics. I don't want to go on that. There's the custom scraping side is another thing that, most people kind of know we do this because, we're the industry leaders on the scraping side. But, instead of having the index jobs, which is, slightly delayed and not as kind of fine tuned, it's kind of a generic or a standard jobs delivery. On the custom side, we've got, hundreds of customers who are saying, hey, I need jobs from this company. Some of them are using it the way that people are using the jobs index. It's not a customer. They just want to have Exxon jobs on their job board and they want them in their, with their taxonomy categorized. They want them enhanced in some way. Hey, make sure that the zip codes are there. Make sure that the salary data is parsed out. Make sure, all the information is, finely tuned to the way we do things on our job board. So we have a huge custom job scraping business that kind of, integrates with the jobs index business. And then just quickly, how would someone get started? Just give us a call. We're all about free trials. That's how we've grown our business. We do free trials for people we don't know. We certainly do lots of free trial work for our existing customers. Let us know what jobs you're interested in. Specify keywords, locations, industries, et cetera. Any kind of data delivery method you want, everything's customized. You say, hey, what you want? You want an API, you want an XML, you want JSON, whatever it is, we'll deliver it in that format. And we'll give you a sample feed in a few days, and you can test it on your system, no cost for a month. So it's 1,000 jobs, a couple thousand jobs, something like that, depending on the size of the customer. You can have some jobs content.
What would that typically cost too? Give me some sample pricing.
Yeah, so our packages start at $300 a month. So kind of just to get in the game, it's $300 a month, just because we're doing all this filtering and managing and everything. And after that, you're talking about something in the range of $10 a thousand. So you took 1 million jobs, it's going to cost you, whatever, $10,000, right? So a month to get that jobs content. So, somewhere in that range. The other thing that we mention is that, we do this for a few customers. I'm kind of surprised we don't do it for more of them, but we'll take the current paid feeds. Let's say you're getting a feed from Adzuna and ZipRecruiter, but you want to incorporate some organic content in that too. We'll take your paid feeds and we'll clean them, we'll dedupe them against the jobs index, and we'll only give you the jobs content that kind of fills in, or we'll tell you what you're missing. Hey, you're getting this jobs content from these couple players, but you're really missing out on this. Hey, here's a slice of jobs content that might help you really fill things in and deliver the visitor experience for your customers. And then, and then also, the paid feeds. So we understand how the business works with the paid feeds, but do you really want paid feeds? Do you really want to get 10 cents from someone to sell a candidate to them, and then they're going to hammer them with job alerts? So you've got a valuable candidate on your board for your customers. You've sold them for 10 cents once, and maybe they don't even pay you because it's a duplicate click or it's something like that. So there's not a ton of revenue that comes for small and medium-sized job boards from paid feeds. So do you really want to do that? Are you better off, paying a small amount, $300, $400, $500 a month to get the exact content you want without giving your candidates up to the big guys who do a really good job of cultivating them?
Yeah, very cool. Like, have you seen any trends with job listings in the last couple of years with remote, and can you speak to anything around that at all?
Yeah, I mean, so certainly remote is big. I mean, Google for Jobs is something that I talk about a lot. We haven't talked about it today, but making sure your job content is set up for Google for Jobs, including salary information, just kind of staying on top of it. They've been changing their algorithm probably about every 6 months or so. So it's important to kind of stay on top of what's happening there. And if you were showing up on Google for Jobs and you're not anymore, it makes sense to dig into that a little bit more. We can, provide some consulting around that. It's not a business line for us, but we can take a look at your feed and probably tell you why you're not showing up on Google for Jobs. If you're just taking an Appcast feed, redistributing it, chances are you're not going to show up on Google for Jobs. But if you've got original content, you've been around for a while as a job board, you really should be able to show up on Google for Jobs. And the thing that people kind of forget about with Google for Jobs is people on the Google for Jobs candidates are searching for jobs. They didn't get a job alert. They didn't, kind of bounce into a job board or something like that. They search for accounting jobs near me, or, engineer jobs in Chicago. They're looking for a job, so that they tend to have
that's the best traffic you can get. Is I think
they have high apply rates. Yep. High click-through, high completed application rates, the Google for Jobs candidates. So, we advocate that to, kind of all of our customers. What are you doing? Are you making sure that your jobs content is set up? And there's a ton of stuff out on the internet to make sure you've got your job schema set up there. So that's one thing, we're seeing. I think the other thing that we're seeing in the industry that's interesting is, I think the CPA model is something that's going to continue to grow. Appcast has been doing a really good job with it.
Yeah.
I think that's going to continue, and we're seeing the CPA rates to be pretty interesting. It's not $5 anymore for a CPA; it could be $50 for a CPA. And and you can just do the math in terms of the clicks and find out that instead of getting 10 cents or 15 cents, you end up getting 60 cents a click when you do the math through, and you're getting paid on the CPA. So that's something I think is definitely it's here to stay, and I think it's going to grow over time.
What kind of ratios are you seeing from clicks to apply? Do you have any?
It depends on, it depends. I mean, it depends. Are you coming from Google for Jobs, or, are you, is it a nursing job versus, kind of a retail job? It just depends. It's kind of all over the place. You can see anything from, 3 or 4%, 10%, even 12% coming through. And I mean, those are really good numbers to get a completed apply. 8 completed applies for every 100 clicks.
Yeah.
And if the completed applies are paying $12, 8 times 12, that's, it's $1 a click, right?
Yeah. Yep. Interesting stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's definitely a trend that, an industry trend. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, just, kind of, beating our drum for the last point, I would just say, clean jobs content, clean and current jobs content is super important. Candidates don't want 404 errors. And so if you're not doing a good job with scraping or jobs
happens
data,
a lot with those other, paid feeds you can get. I've seen them myself.
Yeah, I mean, the paid feeds are coming from various places. So the time delays, even if they're doing a pretty good job of a day here, a day there, if it's coming from Adzuna to ZipRecruiter to whoever, you could be 5 days behind where the original content's coming from. Then you get the 404 error. So that's messy. But yeah, clean jobs content and enhanced jobs content. We didn't talk about enhancement too much, but making sure that the geocodes are right and the salary data and, categorization, all that stuff's important just to get, I can't, say enough about that for job boards. Make sure that the jobs data on your site is clean so that it clicks right through for the candidate, because candidates are going to drop and they're going to be frustrated with, with bad links and things like that.
Definitely. Well, we certainly appreciate your time today, Mike. Tell people to go to learn more.
Yeah, come to Aspen Tech Labs, which is Mike at Aspen Tech Labs. There's lots of stuff out on the site you can see, and some forms you can fill out. But like we said before, we're happy to do a free trial. If we don't know you, give us a call. We'll talk about any problems that you're having, and we'll see if we can help you solve them. And if it's something we can sell you, great. If it's not, if we can point you to someone else, we'd be happy to do that too. Thanks, Chris.
Awesome. All right, AspenTechLabs.com for the viewers out there, and thanks for watching today.
All right, take it easy. All right, bye-bye.
All right.